Hey everyone! So, I was having brunch with my friends last week, and somehow we got into this random conversation about flossing. I know, we're totally living our best life. Talking about dental hygiene over mimosas. But here's the thing. Sarah mentioned she literally had no idea what dental floss actually was until she was like 22. And I'm sitting there thinking, darn, there's probably a whole story behind this little string we're supposed to use every day. So naturally, I went down a complete rabbit hole researching everything about floss. And oh my god, you guys, the history is actually fascinating. Like, did you know this tiny piece of thread has been around for over 200 years? And the statistics on who actually uses it? Let's just say we need to talk. Okay, so let's start with the basics because apparently not everyone knows this. Dental floss is basically a thin strand of cord that you use to clean between your teeth and under your gum line. It's designed to remove food particles and plaque that your toothbrush just can't reach. Think of it like this. Your toothbrush is like a vacuum cleaner for the main surfaces of your teeth. But floss? Floss is like that little crevice tool that gets into all the tight spaces. You know how you feel when you finally get that popcorn kernel out from between your teeth? That's floss doing its job. There are actually different types now. You've got your classic string floss, which can be waxed or unwaxed, flavored or unflavored. Then there are floss picks, which are super convenient, but honestly not as effective. And now we even have water, flossers, and electric flossers, because apparently everything needs to be smart these days. But here's where it gets really interesting. The history of this little string is actually wild. So picture this, it's 1815, and there's this dentist in New Orleans named Dr. Levi Spear Parmley. This guy is basically looking at his patient's teeth and thinking, okay, toothbrushes are great, but we're missing something here. Dr. Parmley noticed that no matter how well people brushed, there was still this stubborn buildup between teeth that was causing gum irritation and disease. So what does he do? He literally invents the first form of dental floss using wax silk thread? Like, this man was out here in the 1800s, being a total innovator with silk thread, you guys. In 1819, he published this book called A Practical Guide to the Management of Teeth, which, by the way, sounds like it could be a bestseller today. And in it, he recommended that people floss with waxed silk thread to dislodge that irritating matter, which no brush can remove, and which is the real source of disease. But here's the thing, it wasn't until 1882 that the Codman and Shirtleft Company started mass-producing unwaxed silk floss for regular consumers. So for like 67 years, this was basically a luxury item that only Dr. Parmley's patients knew about. Then World War II happened, and this is where it gets really interesting. Silk became super expensive and hard to get because of the war. So Dr. Charles Bass, another dental genius, developed nylon floss in 1940s. And let me tell you, this was a game changer because nylon was stronger, more elastic, and way more affordable than silk. Fast forward to today, and we've got this whole floss revolution happening. The global dental floss market is worth over $640 million as of 2024, and it's expected to grow to almost $1.5 billion by 2037. That's like a 6.5% growth rate annually, which means more and more people are finally catching on to what Dr. Parmley knew 200 years ago. We've got waxed floss with enzymes and essential oils, floss picks for convenience, water flossers that feel like a mini power wash for your mouth, and now even electric flossers. There's literally a direct-to-consumer company called Floss that made the world's first electric flosser, because apparently we needed to disrupt the floss industry too. The most popular type? Waxed floss, which is projected to hold about 53% of the market by 2037. Makes sense because it slides easier between tight teeth and often comes with added benefits like plaque-fighting enzymes. Okay, but here's where I need to get real with you guys. It's about the actual usage statistics because they are concerning. Are you ready for this? Only 32% of American adults aged 30 and older floss daily. 32%! That means 68% of us are just not doing it regularly. And get this, 32% of Americans never floss at all. Like, never. I'm sitting here like, guys, what are we doing? But it gets more interesting when you break it down by demographics. Women are actually better at flossing than men. 37% of women floss daily, compared to only 26% of men. So ladies are winning this one. And here's something that really got me thinking. Income plays a huge role. People with lower incomes are way more likely to never floss. About 49% of low-income participants reported never flossing, compared to 28% of those in higher income brackets. This isn't just about personal choice. It's about access and education. When you look at it globally, the statistics vary wildly by country. The US actually has some of the higher flossing rates, compared to many other countries, but even then, we're only talking about 235.8 million Americans using dental floss, flossers, or picks in 2020, out of a population of over 330 million. In European countries, the focus has traditionally been more on toothbrushing frequency rather than flossing. Studies from the 90s showed that countries like Sweden, Denmark, and Germany had the highest rates of twice-daily toothbrushing, but flossing wasn't really emphasized as much. So why did flossing finally start catching on? Well, it's actually a combination of factors. First, dental education has massively improved over the past few decades. Dentists started emphasizing preventive care more, and people began understanding that cavities and gum disease are preventable. The American Dental Association really pushed flossing as part of daily oral hygiene routines, and dental schools started teaching it as essential, not optional. Plus, let's be honest, social media and the beauty industry have made having perfect teeth like a status symbol. Everyone wants that influencer smile. But here's something super interesting. There's actually been some debate in the dental community about flossing. Some studies have questioned whether the scientific evidence for flossing is as strong as we thought. But most dental professionals still recommend it, because even if the research isn't perfect, the mechanical action of removing plaque and food particles just makes sense. And honestly, the invention of more convenient options like floss, picks, and water flossers has made it way more accessible. Not everyone wants to wrap string around their fingers and manually navigate their entire mouth. Sometimes you just want to grab a pick and go. What's really fascinating is how different cultures approach oral hygiene. In some Asian countries, dental picks and interdental brushes are more popular than traditional floss. In Nordic countries, there's a strong emphasis on preventive dental care overall, which includes flossing. The market growth we're seeing, that $640 million growing to $1.5 billion, is largely driven by increased awareness about oral health, rising disposable income in developing countries, and honestly, social media influence. When everyone's posting close-up selfies, dental health becomes way more visible. Age-wise, it's interesting. You'd think older people would floss more because they've had more dental issues, but it's actually pretty consistent across age groups. The 30-plus crowd that I mentioned earlier with that 32% daily flossing rate, that's across all adult ages. So there you have it, guys. Dental floss. From Dr. Parmley's silk thread innovation in 1815 to today's $640 million global market. It's crazy to think that something so simple has such a rich history, and yet, still only about a third of us do it daily. The takeaway? This little string has been around for over 200 years because it actually works. Dr. Parmley wasn't just being extra when he told his patients to use wax silk thread. He was literally preventing disease and improving lives, one thread at a time. And honestly, knowing that only 32% of adults floss daily kind of makes me want to be in that minority. Like, if something this simple can prevent gum disease, bad breath, and cavities, why wouldn't we do it? In our next videos, we're going to dive deep into what actually happens to your body when you floss. And trust me, the science is fascinating. Plus, I'll show you the correct way to floss, because apparently most of us are doing it wrong. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. What's your flossing story? Are you in that 32% daily flossing club? Or are you more of a only when something's stuck type? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time, everyone!